Om Namo Bhagavate Virajeshwaraya. Today is auspicious Matsya Dwadasi. So Dwadasi after the Mokshada Ekadasi yesterday. Um, it is Gita Jayanti. So Gita Jayanti, Gita can give the moksha. So Mokshada Ekadasi. So on that occasion, wanted to touch upon the very first beginning of the teaching, the Sankhya Yoga, second chapter. So 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So 5 slokas that establish the core of or the final teaching, or the first teaching, or the final meaning of that first teaching, and what Lord Krishna establishes in the beginning of it. So basically the context is this great warrior who has trained himself to fight a large war. He has come on to the battlefield with all preparation done. He has looked at the both sides of army who are arrayed to fight with each other, and looking on the both sides, he has seen friends, relatives, everybody, all our people only, both sides are fighting. So he says, what is the use of fighting this war? What will happen? Finally the great destruction I am going to cause. I am going to cause a lot of sin, accrue a lot of sin, and kill all these people in this war. So he, two things. One is the karpanya dosham, so he has got compassionate, over compassionate beyond his duty, and he has also got an amount of fear that he may not be able to fight with Bhishma, Drona and all these great warriors who he is supposed to go and fight in this war. So with that apprehension, he decided not to fight. Okay, he has basically decided not to fight, but it is the moment, at that moment he cannot give up fighting. So there is the charioteer here, the driver, the charioteer who is driving him, protecting him all along, and brought him there. Krishna, who is, so Lord Krishna is sitting. So Lord Krishna has been helping him decipher the given situation and trying to help him with the right decision. So in that confusion, he has explained all his vishada, all his doubts, concerns about the war, and he comes into this discussion. So Krishna first tells him, Klaibyam mas magamah partha. So give up this, last minute withdrawal, and it is not suitable for the person like you who has been trained as a very trained seeker, who are doing all these things. But after that, the reality is being explained by the Krishna. Krishna starts explaining the real nature of things. Okay. So the core of the discussion, the 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, the 5 things, 16 is the core. The core of it is nasato vidyate bhavo, na abhavo vidyate sataha, ubhayorapi drushtoantaha, tu anayo tattvadarsiddhihi, is the point he has made. But before that, exakt matras parsastu kaunteya, sitoshna sukhadha. So basically he starts with telling that what is coming and going, what is permanently there. So the sukha dukkhas are the pain and pleasure, the feelings, the experiences. These are coming and going by matras parsyastu. They are being with the touch of the matras. The rain and shine, everything comes, tanmatras are the pancha mahabhutas and their qualities. Those qualities are temporarily overcoming one after the other, they keep coming and going. So this sukha dukkha need to be balanced. So that is what it is to be done. One who has tantitikshasva bharata, so one who can bear with this what is coming and going, he is ready to become a amrutatvaya, sa amrutatvaya kalpate. So that is the prelude to this ultimate metaphysics, logic, whatever we want to put. What he says is na asato vidyate bhavo. Takes asat is being. Asat is not being. Not being is impossible for the bhava. So na asato vidyate bhavo, na abhava vidyate satah. So the sat, the being cannot be unreal. Unreal cannot be being. So unreal, reality and the truth are reality, and the being are taken. So the reality of the being cannot be nullified. You cannot attribute the reality to what is not being. What is unreal can never come into existence. It is non-existent. Non-existence is ever non-existent. Existence is ever existent. So, but what is coming and going? Something is coming and going. Agama paino. So, what is unreal is not stable. That something comes and goes is not real. So, this is the essence of it. Ubhayorapi drishto antaha tu anayo tattvadarsi. So, tattvadarsis have actually seen this or realized this. Reality cannot be nullified from the existence, and unreality can never be brought into the existence. So there are no two things. Truth alone exists, means reality alone exists. Unreality never comes into the existence. So very deep, the very fundamental teaching about the truth is this. So then how it further translates, into this final thing is, then he says avinasitu tadvidhi. So hereby the reality is avinasi, it cannot be destructed. There is no killing, there is no thing appears to that. So in the shariras will fall, means bodies will avinasitu tadvidhi yena sarvam idam tatam. So all this is encapsulated, tatam, covered by that avinashi, which is an indestructible reality, is what is there. So whatever is being vinasam, means coming and going. Whatever is coming and going is antavanta ime deha. These dehas, these bodies are antavanta. They are anyway being destroyed. So Sharira itself means that once something is continuously getting destroyed, basically. So it will go at one point in time. So, but Sharirinaha, in that the consciousness, what is the real self of this, in these all bodies together, there is one self. Self is indestructible. So, going Purva para vicharam. So, for this, na asato vidyate bhavo, na abhavo vidyate sataha, ubhayoho api drushto antaha tu anayoha tattvadarsibihi. This one sloka is the complete established fact. One sloka, if bodhanta on this one sloka happens, by doing parayana, by doing meditation, all these things, all the rest of the things to understand, rest of the all Bhagavad Gita is to realize this truth. So truth has been declared in the beginning of the teaching, in the Sankhya Yoga, unequivocally, beyond all doubts. Lord Krishna establishes the truth. Thus there is only one truth. There are no two things. There is no bhava separate, sat is not. So the logic how it goes is, If we consider existence and reality being two distinct entities, all the confusion comes up to the picture. So what is the confusion? Is truth real, or is reality true, or is the existence true, or is non-truth, asat or non-truth can appear someplace, or whatever it is. Then question comes, is it all truth or non-truth? But very first knot that need to be, or very final knot that need to be removed is duality is not existing. So whatever is truth, so this is what he is establishing. Na asat vidyate bhava. So there is no reality, there is no unreality of the sat. So asat can never exist. So the asat cannot be non-existence. So if we put this into a logical contradiction, so if you try to bring non-existence into existence, it will not be non-existence. Non-existence will cease to be non-existence. It becomes existence. And if we take existence and try to nullify it, it will become non-existence. It will not become unreal existence, right? So that is the logical impossibility or the contradiction of this existence and reality duality. So this one, so he starts this discussion with Sochyan Anyasochastvam Prajnavadamscha Bhashase Gatasu Nagatasuncha Nanu Sochanti Pandita. First, stop worrying. So first statement he gives to Arjuna is, stop worrying. So you have to first stop worrying and do your duty. Finally, at the end of 18, so Tasmad Yuddhasva Bharata. Yantavanta ime deha. These dehas are all going to be fallen anyway. So that's why Tasmad Yuddhasva Bharata. So I will not fight is his declaration after showing his despondency or whatever it is. And from there, he just establishes the whole logic in the matter of 5 slokas. People will keep asking how long did it take to explain this or whatever it is. All this discussion happened on the battlefield. Can it happen? Even if we do the parayana of all the 700 slokas in a normal pace for a human being, we can do it within 2 hours. Means 120 minutes we can complete the 7 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita as it has been spoken by what is spoken by Arjuna, what is spoken by Sanjaya, what is spoken by Krishna, everything put together. But on the battlefield, it has happened at a very subtle level of the discussion. So Arjuna is asking questions and Krishna is clarifying them straight to the point to the disciple who has surrendered. So what we need to understand is whatever is changing, agama apayino anitya, what is coming, what is going, what is non-stable. These 3 qualities are for something which is vinasi, which is going to be destroyed. Avinasi tu tadvidhi. But the existence is indestructible. Means that Om, Tat, Sat. This is the 3 words we always use. Om is acceptance, Tat is the God, and Sat is the existence. Om, Tat, Sat. That is always truth. I accept that as truth. That reality as the truth. That is the Om Tat Saditi. So if we look at it, this Om Tat Sat is first this surrender, acceptance. So generally what will happen is people try to approach philosophy and spirituality in an inquisitive fashion. Means I wanted to understand who is this I. I is destructible ego. So ego is saying I wanted to come and understand this. But it cannot comprehend beyond its destructibility. So That is the key. Guru cannot impart teaching to the ignorance or whatever. Dhritarashtra will never be realized. Dhritarashtra signifies the ignorance. Dhritarashtra's sons, the products of Dhritarashtra, are the ego and all the other things who are all there. They will never be interested to even hear. Only the Arjuna, the Panchapranas in this Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra, the 5 pranas are the subtle, the force which is eventually separated as the 5 tanmatras and powering the eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. The pancha tanmatras giving pancha indriyas, which is letting us know the external, so-called external universe, which is agama apayana, jagat, jayate, gacchate, iti jagat, coming, going. So this is knowing. This is not permanent knowledge. So when we inquire into the reality of it, truth, searching for truth is the practical application of philosophy. Establishing the fact, establishing the truth is the application of philosophy. So it is being done by the Guru, Jagat Guru, Lord Krishna. So he gives matras, parsastu kaunteya, sitoshna. So all these external impulses, impressions are coming by the matras, parsa, Arjuna. So they are causing the illusion of Sita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha. That is the illusion that is being caused. There is nothing called cold or heat if we look at it. All that there is something called temperature. The sense of temperature is there. In that, the duality is not there. But duality is attributed on top of it with reference point saying that I feel this as cold, I feel this as sukham, I feel this as hot, I feel this as dukkha. Sukha, dukkha, sitoshna are being superimposed, are projected onto the existing reality. So we wanted to remove this. Jagat Guru wanted to remove this projection and establish the seeker into the reality. So how he is doing it? He explains that this is what this is what it is. This whole thing is tatam, atatam, artatam is uncovered by the Avinasi. So basically what you need to do is understand this dualities, non-existence of this duality first of all. Nasato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataha. Ubhayorati dushtoantaha. Both of them need to be analyzed and rejected. It is not that one rejected other. So what is that both rejection? Ubhayorati dushtoantaha to anayo tattvadarshibhi. Those who have realized, who have understood the tattva, what they have done, they have analyzed both reality of the existence or unreality of non-existence. Both need to be analyzed. So avinasiti tadviddhi. So basically what is the conclusion? What is existing is indestructible, unchanging reality which is known as self, soul, self, whatever various names we can put, but it cannot be described obviously. The ultimate reality is known as reality and which is always there. And it is beyond all this speech, conceptions and everything. But what is now beyond the speech is also being brought into the logical explanation by the Jagat Guru for a seeker who has surrendered. And finally what he is telling, so because knowing this, you keep quiet, he is not saying. Knowing tasmat yudhyasva bharata. So what you have to do is understanding the reality, get into the action, get into the yuddha. Because the yuddha is important. Everybody need to go and have that realization themselves. So the Sravana alone is not such. One should listen from a realized Guru like Bhagavan, Krishna Paramatma, then contemplate. That whole rest of the Bhagavad Gita is the contemplation by Arjuna. Arjuna then puts questions. You are asking me to understand this, but you are telling me to get into the yuddha. So how these two things have to be reconciled? Then he says, no, you get into the yuddha, then reconcile. So your philosophical reconciliation cannot be abstracted by something which is avinasi, because what you are seeking is avinasi. So whatever all these actions are part of the vinasam. So the bodily functions, karmendriyas are there. The five karmendriyas, they get into the action, the yuddha. Every work what we are doing is yuddha only. And the jnanendriyas that are perceiving the universe and creating a conceptual universe, which is subtle universe, what we call in our own small world of understanding, so-called ego-driven understanding, that is also vinasi. But we need to put this effort to get into the final realization. So the contemplation need to happen, that is manana, and finally nididhyasana. Then absorption will happen. That absorption will take the individual and absorb it into the universal reality. So you start with there is a individual reality. So even though it is not there, there is a projected individual reality. But where that reality is drawn from, that is drawn from the universal undifferentiated reality of the self. So that is the idea of the very first teaching, what we call. Then after that discussion comes between Guru and Shishya. There are about 21 instances. Arjuna asks questions and Krishna gives the detailed answers. But this Gita Jayanti, and actually Gita Jayanti happens in the mid of the war. So on today is 12th day of the war, when Abhimanyu is killed, and on the 13th day there is Jayadratha need to be killed. Lot of things will happen. On the day Gita has been taught, on the 11th day Gita has been taught. Some people say on the 13th day only it is taught. So all these scholarly discussions about the timing of Gita are not useful. Means it is not absolutely waste, but they are not useful. The way Gita need to be used by the seekers is to take a bunch of the slokas in their original and do the Sravana and do the Manana and make it internalized. The moment these 5 slokas are internalized, an individual gets established in something called a samadhi. That is the yogic parlance. So he establishes that higher truth, which can reflect the higher truth. That is, in one way it is called Chitta Suddhi, Chitta Ekagrata, and realization. So realization precedes 2 stages of the individual Chitta. Individual Chittam first need to be purified. Purified to reflect the reality in a proper way. Then the multiple teachings will start reflecting in that individual Chittam. And all those need to be reconciled into a single point of contemplation. Single point of contemplation is known as, that single point of contemplation is known as the dhyana and samadhi. So what happens? That is symbolized by the Kurukshetra war. What is Kurukshetra war? Kurukshetra is this, all the thoughts, what we have, ego-driven thoughts, hundreds of Kauravas are there, many of them. 5 Pandavas are there. 5 Pandavas from this side who are coming, and these 5 Pandavas are trying to conquer over these hundreds of Kauravas, or the Dhartarashtrats. All are Kauravas. So Dhritarashtra's sons, ignorance sons, they are waging war. They are not allowing these Panchaprana Swarupa of these original owners of this Dharmakshetra to even survive. It is even survive. They wanted to kill them by all means. They wanted to overpower them all means, because they have that insecurity. Their Pandavas don't have any insecurity. They are only asking for their righteous share. I own this. Okay, that is so in that thing, that is the right contemplation. So everything needs to be concentrated. Bring 2 arrays of the people who are supporting the positive forces and the negative forces of it, and they have to fight this war. So Bhagavad Gita is the beginning of the war. It has been taught, and that 18 days war is symbolizes the actual contemplative nididhyasana of a seeker. And finally, Bhishma falling. Bhishma is a representative of positive ego. He will not die. He will fall and move away from the war, and rest of the people can be finished in no time. But bringing down Bhishma is a great effort. Bhishma is that all positive ego. Absolutely no problem with that ego. That takes the ownership of this body. Righteously it takes. He actually owns it. But he has given it up. As a positive ego, he is a realized person in there. Okay. So coming to that discussion, coming from that discussion to our 5 sloka teaching. So the nididhyasana needs to happen, the chitta ekagrata needs to be brought into this. All this multitude of teachings need to be brought into one point, reality and existence. So if we bring that reality, existence, duality need to be resolved. Once we resolve that realization, that is what is called realization. How to remove that superimposed duality? We superimposing duality at multiple layers. We think this concept is different from that concept. We think that concept is different from this concept. No concept is different. Everything, all the teaching is representing that only, that reality alone. So when we bring that whole thing into that, compress or one point the fight or the conflict into one particular resolution, and the moment that resolution happens, realization dawns. So that is what it is. So on this Matsutwasi, tomorrow is again a important parva known as Hanumad Vratam. Hanuman finds, so Hanuman is also is a seeker and a guru. He seeks Sita in the Lanka, and so whole of Sundarakanda is also an example of this, a seeker's seeking of the reality or the Sita. Then he gets fooled by seeing Mandodari, get a false realization, then immediately correct himself, then go further, and finally finds her on this Margasura Sukla Trayodasi, known as the Hanumad Vratam. It's a very important day. This year, it is also coinciding with the Kritika Nakshatra when Sun is in the Vrishchika Rasi. So that is also Tiruvannamalai Deepam, so Mahadeepam. Jwala Toranam. So with all these things, it is a wonderful auspicious time for the seekers to kind of do this one-pointed Vedantic contemplation and the realization. So Prapanna Parijataya Otra Vetraika Panaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gitamruta Dulhe Namah. So such Krishna, such Jagadguru, his teachings are understood and followed and reached to the target with that wishing every seeker, everybody for that auspiciousness and prosperity in their unending bliss. Unbound bliss is the highest prosperity known as moksha. So with that moksha be available to all the people and make use of this great periods of importance through various upanishads. Hanuman also gives the same moksha, Shiva gives the same moksha, Lord Krishna gives the same moksha, Lord Rama gives the same moksha. They are all representing the same final ultimate truth. And every truth seeker may find their own truth in the form of the ultimate Shakti Swarupa Sita Devi, who is none other than the fire. So Hanuman actually declares Sita as the fire. So because when Hanuman's tail is put on the fire, Sito Bhava Hanumataha, so Sita Devi blesses him not to be hurt by the fire, and he will not be hurt by the fire. So that is the power of Sita Devi, Shakti Swarupini. So the Shakti Upasakas, Hanumad Upasakas, Rama Vishnu Upasakas, Shiva Upasakas, Ganapatyas and Kaumaras. The Kritika Nakshatram represents the Kumara. So the whole of this Gana is Ganapati. So all Upasakas may find that truth and that reconciliation between the existence and truth, and hereby realize the ultimate reality. With that wish, Swasti. Om Namo Bhagavate Virajesh.